So right now, we have Dennis T. and Lisa Roberts, and they are with us via Zoom. We're going to bring them in because we have an event that we want to tell you about that's taking place. This is also a fundraiser. They are part of the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and they're going to share some information about this upcoming event, which is the DATT, RideDATT, or well, I'm saying DATT is Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago, so DATT, and they got the ride that's taking place. It's a fun ride which aims to raise awareness of type 1 diabetes in our community. So we have Lisa with us this morning. I don't know where Dennis went off to. Did Dennis start a ride already? Lisa, good morning. Good morning. I'm not getting Lisa. Just I'm not hearing you, Lisa. Hold on. Hello? Let me see.
I'm here, man.
Ah, hearing you now. Nice.
Yeah, man, I'm here.
All right, so Dennis is here. Lisa is on. We got our audio. Oh, Lisa has to unmute. I think she has to unmute her mic. Maybe her mic is on mute. But Dennis is here with us.
Oh, yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Ah, Lisa is here with us too. All right. Director, can I get both of them on one time in the shot? Crop the thing now. Let me get both of them in the shot now. You can put me in the middle or something. All right. So we got Lisa with us. We'll start with Lisa first. So Lisa, the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago. How long have you guys been active?
They have been, if I tell you that it's been a long time, I cannot tell you the exact amount of time they've been around, but they've been working to increase awareness for diabetes for over the last, 30 years they've been doing it. So it's something that is continuous because, of course, in Trinidad and Tobago, we have a real issue with diabetes. So they work hard to make sure that people understand and do healthy things and change their lifestyle and so on.
Okay. Now, let me ask you something. This type 1 diabetes, I understand this is mainly, this is children we're talking about here?
Yes. So most of us know about type 2 diabetes, which is the lifestyle one, and people take tablets and so on to help to control. And type 1 diabetes is what they call an autoimmune disease. And it is that the body decides to break down the cells that make insulin in your body.
Okay.
And the only way that you can get insulin, because we need insulin to live, the only way it can be given is through injections.
Right.
It does happen in little ones, and they have to take injections to live, sometimes twice a day, many times a lot more than that during the day. They're just...
wow. And these are children from as young as what age?
It can happen, even as babies. Right now, the youngest that we have in our group, there are 2. We just got 3 2-year-olds who joined us. So, it can happen at any age. Type 1 usually starts a lot around that 5-6 years, and then like early teenagers, that's where the most of them happen. But it can happen at any age.
At any age?
Older. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I want to bring in Dennis here. Let's get Dennis on screen here. Let me find out something from Dennis here as we continue the discussion, because I see that you're trying to raise, the primary goal is to raise $2.5 million to fund the purchase of the CGM devices, which apparently significantly enhances the lives of these children. What is a CGM device, Dennis?
This is a, excuse me, good morning, everyone. A CGM is a continuous glucose monitor. What it is like a little dongle that you put onto your skin. It's like a patch, and it takes like micro prickles on the skin, and it continuously analyzes the blood. This would now give you a continuous reading of your blood sugar levels. So anyone familiar with diabetes, it is basically your blood sugar, it turns into your enemy. So what would usually give you energy, a normal person, it has to be processed with insulin, which is a hormone produced in your body naturally.
Okay.
However, people with diabetes do not produce either enough insulin or none at all. In the case of type 1 diabetes, this is a very different type of thing. You have no choice in this. You have no medication you could take. It's strictly check your blood sugar, get insulin. Get enough insulin so that you don't die. And that's
Right.
basically what it is. All right, so the CGMs allow you to track it. So you will get an app on your phone. You will be able to track and see, okay, am I low? Am I high? Because being low is also a bad thing, right? So if you have low blood sugar, you can also go into a coma. And like Lisa just mentioned, this is mainly young people. But Lisa herself has been living with type 1 diabetes. She can speak to that, of course. I am not diabetic. But the other day we went to the shop, the bike shop. We were supported by Granny Gear Cycling and, of course, Motorcycle, etc. bike shop. And we went to the bike shop and I had one jab on the traditional style blood test thing, which would most people be familiar with.
Yeah.
It's like a little kind of phone-sized instrument, and you take a jab on your finger and a little droplet of blood, and you test that. A typical type 1 diabetic child has to do that maybe 15 to 20 times a day.
What?
There's a cost factor, of course, but it is, imagine you jabbing your fingers, each one sequentially 20, 30 times a day, all day, every week, for the rest of your life. You lose sensitivity there, you start to get callous. It is a bit of a burden. And what if you miss 2 or 3 because you're exhausted? Yeah, a lot of young athletes are also diabetic. A friend of mine, Mandy Marquardt, she was over in Pan Am Games winning silver and bronze medals in track cycling. She was diagnosed at age 9, So it doesn't stop you from doing anything, but it makes it really, really complicated and very expensive.
Wow.
So we're talking about, on average, it's about 15,000 Imbert pesos, Trinidad and Tobago dollars, each year for each child. So we're trying to raise enough money to assist 150 children here in Trinidad and Tobago, right?
Yeah, because I see that
itself?
I saw that the primary goal here is to raise about $2.5 million.
This is exactly correct.
That's a lot of my father had diabetes, but nothing to that extreme. He used to say machine
What type
that
of
you're
diabetes?
talking about.
Right. So,
And maybe once, twice a day, just check his diabetes and he was good, that kind of thing. But this is a whole different kettle of fish, right?
Tablet. Yeah, it's no tablet to take.
So it's nothing like metformin. I know he was on
Nope.
metformin, and usually they give you metformin for diabetics. So it's nothing where it's a situation where you could take a tablet for.
No. And Lisa will be able to speak to it because she actually has to live this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So-
But what we've seen is just the raw cost of it. Imagine you as a parent have to find $15,000 each year. This is not groceries. This is not an addition. This is not a vacation. This is not carnival costume. This is not rims for your car. This is nothing like that. This is not a Tobago vacation. This is for your child to live.
Wow. Okay, let me ask Lisa here. Let me bring Lisa back in because Lisa's living with this. Let me just find out from Lisa something here. Let's get Lisa back on screen. So Lisa,
Yeah.
you have been living with this all your life.
Not all my life. I got it a little later, but this next year will be 39 years I have it.
39 years. 39 years, Lisa. Wow. Well, Dennis was just explaining to me the cost factor involved in this. Outside of you funding this yourself with money out of your pocket, based on your salary or your career or whatever the case might be, what other avenues are there to seek assistance for something like this?
Well, the good thing is that we do get most of what the children are on, which is two types of insulin that help them that you take twice a day. You can get on CDAP.
Okay.
And the testing strips, you can get 2 to 3 boxes of the strips, which have 50 every 2 months.
Okay.
But with children, it really does take a lot more. And that's what these devices, children, today they get up, they eat, tomorrow they don't feel like eating. So you have to constantly be checking and checking and checking. And then something happens at night. And in the night, their blood sugar can drop drastically low. And
wow.
the beautiful thing about this CGM is that it will alarm. It will alarm. And I had one. I don't have one now. I don't wear it continuously.
Right.
Because there is a factor. But, I had it on, and 2 o'clock in the morning, my husband is like, "What's that noise?" And it was alarming because it went quite low.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it's about. Now it is going to be a continuous cost to these parents.
Right.
But what we're trying to do is at least get it started so that they can see what it's like and see how they can best manage. There are 2 parts to it, so that the one that goes into your skin is a sensor. It lasts for 10 days. And then there's a transmitter that sits on top of it, which that can last for 4 years. That one is the kind of initial big cost, which is between $600 and $700. But the sensor that you have to change every 10 days does cost $400 each 10 days.
Wow.
This is why we are continuing, and this is something that really has to be ongoing, because we have children that are all the time, and it really helps parents. It gives them a peace of mind that they at least know when their child's blood sugar is going low, whereas before it was a guess. You can look and see how a child is acting, and you might say, "Oh, I wonder what it is." You have to run and get the machine and prick their fingers. And now you know, because there's a reading sent to your phone every 5 minutes.
Wow, that is real serious monitoring. That is extra parental duties outside of the normal parental duties that a parent performs. That's overtime. What I mean? But I mean, as a parent, you gotta do it. Look, people don't know. People don't know. We go through a lot of different things in life, right? Everybody has a different experience. People are dealing with different issues and different problems. Like the fundraiser I'm having for the Cerebral Palsy Society, I went and I saw the parents. Listen, the time and the dedication that you have to give to your child, whether it's type 1 diabetes or it's cerebral palsy or it's autism or it's something, whatever the nature is, the people who do not understand these things, they just numb to it, they just go about in their world and they don't know what's going on and what other people have to endure. But now that I'm getting a feel for this, I told Dennis this over the phone, but I guess I'll state it publicly now. I started a 5K run this year called Run Stephan Run. And we assisted the gender-based violence unit of the TTPS and one of the shelters that assist them in terms of housing victims of domestic and gender-based violence. And through the event, we took part of the proceeds and we gave it to that charity, right, to the home. So I'm saying now, publicly, that Run Stephan Run is on for next year. We are setting the date for it. And I would like to engage the Diabetic Association of Trinidad and Tobago. We could have some conversations on this, but I would love to have it to raise funds, and we'll take proceeds from that event and we will assist the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago next year. All right, especially as this affects children in the way that I'm hearing here now. I said this year I will do anything to raise funds for anything to do with children, specifically.
Yeah.
Right? So this falls straight up the alley, and I'm saying it publicly now. Run Stephan Run. We're going to be raising funds for the Diabetic Association of Trinidad and Tobago. So people, get your running shoes ready. To the wives, buy a running shoe for your husband for Christmas, and vice versa. We're coming out. I don't have a date set yet, but it's going to be during the Lent. during that Lent period there after Carnival, we're looking to hit the road and do that 5K. So I can tell you that now, and we'll have further discussions on that. But for now, what we want to tell people about before we run out of time, now that we have an understanding of what we're dealing with and the type of funds we need to raise, Dennis, there is a ride. Tell us when this is happening and what people have to do.
This is on the 5th of November, and you can get registered. You can visit the Diabetes Association Instagram, Facebook pages. You can find it on TT Game Plan as well. The ride, you register for the ride, you come, you can make donations. If you decide, you know what, hey, I ain't gonna ride no bike, but I could donate some money to this thing. There's a donation tab on the registration form as well. Everything is online. And you can make a donation, you can participate, you can support in any other kind of way you want to. And it's all the information is online.
Nice, man. So it's the 5th of November, that is this Sunday. Where is it taking place and what time is it starting?
It starts at Chaguanas by the Chaguanas Borough Corporation.
Right, I was there recently. Actually, the Cerebral Palsy Society operates out of there now. Go ahead. So I know where it is,
Right, so it's in Chaguanas, and it'll start, I believe, at 6 is the ride-off. It's probably about 6:30.
Right.
But, you get in there, it's going to be huge. But what people need to understand is we're not going to raise $2.5 million from one ride or one run. This is a continuous thing. We have to raise funds all year round, but this is what we use to make sure that people understand. Diabetes Month is this month, and we make people understand what is going on. Like just now, you learned so much about what is going on here.
Yeah.
It's very different. Type 1 diabetes is a very different thing, and of course, it usually starts very young. And as Lisa would have just said to you, it's for life, So we are trying to get help for these families who wake up one morning and their child is type 1 diabetic. You don't know where it's going to go. You don't know. You're in panic. But that bill is looming over your head just as much as anything else. So let's activate. It's Sunday. It's going to be fun. And, of course, you can look for the photos and get all the information on TT Game Plan. Everywhere it's on the internet. So
all right. So people, we want to get you guys to come out in your numbers and participate in this event as they try to raise these funds for a terrific cause for the Diabetes Association in Trinidad and Tobago. You just heard type 1 diabetes, what we're talking about. And they need your support. They need your support. And I always say, every little drop does fill the bucket. And from this event, like Dennis just said, it's not one event. It's not going to raise the amount of money that they need, but we're gonna work with you guys, and we'll do something. Run Stephan Run next year. Yeah, we're coming out in a big way. All right. So guys, thanks a lot for the information, and people, be out there 6 a.m. Chaguanas Borough Corporation. You all know where to find it, and all you have to do is come out with your bicycle and ride. All right, and ride. Okay, and just give towards a terrific cause to help a lot of people in terms of that little ease that they need with that pressure that they're going through. A lot of people going through a lot of pressures these days, boy. It's unbelievable.
$15,000 a year for 30 years.
For 30 years, wow.
That's a house.
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct. So Lisa and Dennis, thanks a lot, and we will be in touch.
Hey, Stephan, thanks a lot.
No problem.
Dawn crew and the GTV crew, thanks for having us.
No problem, man.
Thank you, Stephan.
All right.
Okay.
Take it easy. All right, people. So with that, people, it's for a great cause. Go out and ride. Chaguanas Borough Corporation, that's where they're starting. Get out there, participate, help them to raise these funds. I tell you, boy, people just going through real iron line, boy. People don't understand, the kind of. When you're healthy, let me tell you something. I know I press for time, We have Dr. Watson coming up, but when you're healthy, you should thank God every day. People just get up, healthy people, People with all their limbs and they're not suffering from things like diabetes or cancer or anything like that. And You know, they don't know what it is to deal with autism and cerebral palsy and things of nature like that. When you wake up and you don't know how to deal with those things, and you bold enough to say that you under pressure, you have absolutely no idea what pressure is. You should thank God every day for that healthy position that you are in. Because when you feel you have it bad, it are people who have it 10 times worse than you. You understand? We take a break. When we come back, we got Dr. Watson with us. Stay tuned.